Now, the federal government, through the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, has threatened to disconnect power generating companies from the national grid if they fail to implement the free governor control across their generating units. In power generation, a governor is a control system that regulates the speed or output of a turbine or generator. Its primary function is to maintain a stable speed of frequency. The order signed on August 26, 2025 by the Commission's Vice Chairman, Musiliu Oseni, and the Commissioner Legal, Licensing and Compliance, Dafe Akpeneye, takes effect Monday, September 1, 2025. Free governor control is a mode of operation in power generation where the governor of a turbine or generator is allowed to freely adjust the output in response to changes in grid frequency. Now, to help make sense of this, we are joined by Pioneer Chairman, Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission, Dr. Sam Amadi. Dr. Sam Amadi, you're welcome. Thank you very much for joining us this bulletin. Please, sir, could you explain in technical terms what free governor control really is and how it contributes to the frequency regulation in power systems?
Well, I think the sound is poor, but I can guess what you're saying from the bit ahead. Look, the electricity market has responsibility and roles. Directors provide governance control as part of their ancillary services they provide. It helps them to also control their own machinery from damage, as well as ensure there are no periodic outages and So what the regulator requires, and in their terms of contract, of the license terms, they had obligation to provide those free governors. And if they do, and they're not providing them, and therefore leading to unreliability or leading to low evacuation of power and affecting power supply, the regulator is is authorized, has a responsibility and power to threaten the operators that they would perhaps disconnect them, the GENCOs, from the grid if they continue to fail in a critical component. So three things are involved. Is this a critical, is this part of the power purchase agreement or other documents that the NERC signed for them, the markets, which I think is, they don't have a commitment to provide it. Now, what's the argument? Now, if they, oftentimes these services are priced, so free governance constitute a strain on the GENCO's machines and equipment. It's like Black Start, for example. It helps to control the network, but it has its own cost element. And so the regulator can rightly say, this is something can provide free based on how much it costs. And again, if this has been factored in the tariff, these things ought to be part of electricity pricing scheme, in which case the regulator can wait the big stick. The second issue is, do we have the capacity now to penalize any GENCO or all of them, or a GENCO rather? Well, we may not have, because we are struggling. So there is a sweetheart relationship between regulator, policymakers, and these generators. They want to report improvement in energy increase, that, we're now able to generate 8,000, 6,000, are able to evacuate 6,000, 5,000. These are the milestones, sorry, for political campaign. So that further constraints the regulatory power of the regulator and the policymaker. And the third issue here is, some of us have been critical of what we call the neoliberal model. If the government itself invested in this generator in a significant way and has stepping rights, or have a way they can nudge decision making because they also bear the losses and they can see best practice, it will be easier for government to also control this distribution companies. But the way it is today, they are, forget the share agreement that says, okay, maybe you sell this percentage or that percentage. The government has no vital equity that's alive, driving this. And so the behavior of regulated entities that are privatized is that they go down to the cost reduction. They want to, they are profitable. Look at what they declared, whether it is Gregu or whether it's really of the Lagos Road. They declared profit. How does that come about? It's because they are good at reducing their cost. not very good in improving services. And the trigger for reduction of cost is actually that you are underinvesting.
Doctor.
That's the problem here. So the structure enables them to play the bluff. But there's a good argument to say you can provide this free governance. Yeah.
So, Doctor, are there particular technical or infrastructural challenges preventing GenCos from implementing this free governor control?
Sorry, can you repeat it? It's wobbling.
I'm asking if there are any technical or infrastructural challenges that prevent GenCos from implementing the free governor control.
There are many, possibly. I've not seen their daily, monthly, and quarterly report. In this market, there are several reports. There are distribution code reports, distribution reports, directional report, technical reports, safety, market, accounting reports. So several reports. Now, one of the reasons they can hold back is that they are saying the market is not cost reflective. And there's lack of transparency in dealing with this cost reflectivity and seeing how much federal government can take and consumers and what the operators themselves can take. And that's what creates a clarity. And then deferred payments, they can also, even if you're under recovery for 2 years, you're going to over recover in 3-4 years. And the trigger for that is that you're going to improve your performance, increase energy supply, get more money. So the lack of this is a central crisis. So they may have to say the tariff is not okay. They have argument to say you have always breached commitments to pay for these ancillary services, which are often priced and paid in dollars. You're not really, so we can't do this because we are financially constrained and you're not a reliable regulator or policymaker.
All right then. So what role does the Transmission Company of Nigeria play in enforcing or coordinating the FGC compliance?
The TCN is a middleman. It's an important total governor. The new called the new ISO, Independent System Operator, NISO. That my good friend Abubakar is heading. Abi Mohammed rather is a smart, well-trained NERC official. Their job is also they manage the central dispatch. They manage all this. And then they also have contracts with various generators and various discos. Those contracts includes the contract to provide these governors based on the capacity. Some generating plants have facilities for this, and oftentimes it's priced. Now, it can be rolled in as incentive for customers and not pay them and allow the recovery in other sets. So it's always about the TCN is sitting on top of this and able to look at two questions to ask themselves. Is there a commitment, even if it's ethical, to provide this governance free, governance control? 2, if there's no ethical reason to provide it free, is there a pricing methodology that's in the tariffs, the especially distribution, generation, and transmission tariff, that allows these services to be captured? If there are, then they will see that you have to provide it or take care of the market. But everything is about negotiation, it's about clarity of rules and effective enforcement, and you have to factor the stability of the grid and the capacity of the market to absorb bluffing. But I think the government should have the capacity to say provide the service as long as these two conditions are in. First, it's paid for or captured by a tariff structure. 2, it's ethically, maybe not too expensive, but ethically incumbent on generators to do that.
All right. Dr. Sam Amadi, I want to say thank you very much for joining us to give, shed some light on the FGC matter. Thank you, sir.